The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Wednesday, the 17th day of March, 2021. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindos. I'm Jamal Hartman, along with Carla Zul. Thanks for making us part of your daily routine. If you're watching online, share the link. If you're on Facebook, start a watch party. If you're on Twitter, retweet it. If you're watching on Channel 82 or listening on the Full 100 radio station, call someone up and let them know we're on. Just get the conversation out there to your network, and don't forget to like and engage with us. Another good one today, as we welcome one of our title sponsors to discuss how they've evolved during the pandemic. And before that, the Movement Moment with Tamara Donnell, brought to you by Peoples. The Daily Play is a Say It.
I will sing it.
Do not sing it, Carla. Yeah, that's what it's known as now. Please don't sing it, Carla. But a lot to discuss today, actually. I didn't even think we had a load to get through, but some good news, and then some political news, which is neither good or bad, and then some funny news and fun news. That's the way to put it. So the good news is that, did you see LeBron James, now part owner of the Boston Red Sox, huh?
I did see that.
Yeah, and I saw, someone made a good point saying that they look forward to him owning a professional team in each of the major sports leagues in the U.S. And I don't know, I just think differently. Instead of him owning a team, I'm like, why don't he just focus on owning his own league? It's time to take it up a notch. Like, it's time to say, no, I don't want to be Michael Jordan and own a team as well. I want to take that step that Michael Jordan didn't, which is own the league.
Him and Jay-Z should get together, all that money.
Well, I mean, yeah, him, Jay-Z, Diddy. I mean, there was this picture one time of all these black celebrities, and people were saying all the wealth in this picture, we should be having no problems in our community. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that one. But interestingly enough, I don't think anything truly came out of that. But I'm sure you've seen the picture. It's made the rounds. Jay-Z, Diddy, name some other people with money. I mean, it was just a lot.
Kanye? No, it wouldn't be Kanye.
He might have been in it. He might have been in it, but it was shared around for quite a bit. But yeah, LeBron James, that is big news, and I know he owns shares in Liverpool as well. And so Liverpool are owned by the Fenway Sports Group, so they own Boston Red Sox, Link Sports Network, Liverpool. So I like the way he does business. I mean, LeBron is one of those people where I look at Bermuda, and people say to me often, like on the side, they're like, man, you don't fear speaking out and saying stuff, like you're not going to get sponsors or people are not going to want to do business with you. And I always say things like, we can't live in fear of people not financially supporting us if we believe in what we're doing and saying. And I think, LeBron does take his positions, liberal positions, and he makes them public. And there are people like Zlatan Ibrahimovic a couple of weeks ago or last month saying that, people like him, LeBron, and others should just stay focused on what they're good at. And, I think that's easy and cheap. But I like the fact that LeBron doesn't just, go into these new business ventures, but he also does the community work. So I appreciate it. I think it's a blueprint. It's not the perfect blueprint, but it's a blueprint for how others can go about it. You can still be your version of successful and stand up against what you feel is unjust. And that's my point.
I love the fact that he's creating legacy, and he's not short-sighted in his thinking. Because yeah, he's a basketball great that will expire, but he's creating generational wealth for years to come for his children and
What do you mean
grandchildren.
legacy, though, Carla? Because everyone creates legacy. I mean, simply,
I
I
mean,
don't
he's a
have,
sports
I don't have
icon.
children, but if I die today, my legacy would be set because I've been part of a group that set a law back. But when you say legacy, I mean, he doesn't need to do anything for his legacy.
Well, I meant in the sports context. He's a legend. He's
But
that's
what
what I
does
meant.
that have to do with his children is what I'm saying. Like,
No, I said generational wealth, creating generational wealth for his children. I said legacy initially, and I corrected myself and said generational
okay.
wealth.
Yeah, and that's a problem, though. That's a problem because we often talk about in the Black community about generational wealth, right? And I think you're right. Now, I remember a guy in Bermuda, a rich white guy, saying that it's probably it's misleading when Black people say that because wealth only lasts for so long in generations, like it usually only lasts past 2 or 3 generations. No, I'm not going to say he's lying. What I will say is that it may only last 2 or 3 generations, but you all are still more well off than the majority of Black people who didn't have it, right?
Yeah,
So,
because mine's is like 25 minutes, 35 minutes.
well,
Sorry, kids.
but let's move on. So there was some things I want to touch on with David Burke, the Premier of Bermuda, before we go on to the fun stuff. So we discussed the Bermuda Football Association yesterday, right? The Bermuda Football Association, they've canceled the rest of their season, right? And last night when I watched the press conference, and someone else picked it up, I think it was the We Are Red Bicycle folks, and people were kind of, there were a few people giving credit to the Premier and the government for basically stating what happened. Now, this is what David Burke came across. This is how he came across. He basically came across as I, the Premier, nor my government will take responsibility for anything that is canceled. Right? We gave so and so these parameters if they wanted to move forward and go ahead. They decided to cancel Here's where it comes. The Premier of Bermuda is a very intelligent person. We're not going to take that away from him. But there's something about accountability. And it seems like when whatever may go down bad with the people of Bermuda, like football season being canceled or potentially cut match, they will be taking no responsibility for it because it's in the club's hands or the organization's hands. But what no one's being told is what are the parameters that were given to these people to the point they said, well, maybe it's not worth it. I mean, did they have to play football without kicking the ball, passing the ball to somebody?
Yeah, real.
But I'm saying, like, what are the parameters? Because David Burke, the Premier, is up here, like, literally just tossing the responsibility. Like, oh, that's not the government. We didn't say that they couldn't play. We just gave them the guidelines. And if they chose not to, well, what are those guys? Let's just be honest, Mr. Premier. Let the people know what the conversation was. Because all it seems like is, you're making, obviously, there was a post on Twitter by Guy Moreno yesterday about tickets being on sale for Sale GP. And I think the Premier set on a path to clarify what's happening, what the difference is between the events. And I just thought it was unfortunate and unfair for him to pretty much put the blame on the sports clubs or organizations. That's how it came across to me, by saying the government didn't cancel it. I don't know. Politicians.
You know what not to do when you run for whatever you run for, and I'm your campaign manager.
Who?
I'm joking. I already know you're not for that.
Who? No, Carl. They won't vote for me. They don't.
I think everybody will vote for you.
They don't want me. You do not want me in there. Robert Durham says, I don't like the Red Sox, so not interested. Yankees might be a different story. Well, I don't like either of the teams, actually. I'm an Atlanta fan. Yeah, I've been to a few games in Atlanta. Yep, we are. Carla's one too, because she went to University of
UGA.
Georgia. It's about an hour from Atlanta, but that's going to be her team. All right.
It was.
See, Rick Olson says it's interesting. He chose the Red Sox as they don't have a good rep with Twitch black players. Well, I think it has more to do with the Fenway Sports Group, Rick. I think that him having already been having shares in Liverpool, I think that was part of the move, and I think he meant reputation. Teresa Stewart says the goal is to teach each generation how to maintain well so that they kick the ball to the next generation. Indeed. Sean Smith says, is it that the government funds BFA? That's why they may have to cancel the season. No, not may have. They did cancel the season. And again, we just need more information from the premier. I just don't think the way he's going on about it is in the best interest. Like if you watch that press conference, I'm like sitting there, and obviously I couldn't watch the rest of it. I mean, after Trevor's show last night, I had to get in the car and commute, but Trevor just throwing shade at Media Maya. My goodness. And then Rick Olson says the premier has COVID fatigue like many others. Well, I think it's real. I mean, I'm down here in Florida. It's bad. I mean, these people in Miami coming from out of state, making it look like it's all things go here. It's really not. Let's move on. Some fun stuff. So, there's some words in the dictionary that weren't there previously, Carla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, it's a lady, I guess, Dr. Rosemary Hall, works over at Oxford, and it looks like there's some Bermudian words that are now in the Oxford Dictionary. What words would we typically say? I mean, ace boy. We still say ace boy?
I say ace girl, ace boy, yeah.
Okay, I say brethren. So, Gombe, yes, I would agree with Gombe.
Mm-hmm.
People still say grease?
No. Well, I don't. I don't know what other people do.
Okay. How about mice?
Yeah, micin.
Yeah,
I haven't
mice.
used it in a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mug. Mug will just be a favorite. That's just going to be an all-time favorite of Bermudians. So I think mug. I mean, when was the last time you called someone mug, though, Carla? Today?
No, like probably about 5 years ago at the most, maybe.
5 years ago. So look, here's the thing. These words made it, and that's good because it's like, I'd be saying to my wife and her friends, I'd be like, safe. What does that mean? And I still say safe, like, as a greeting to people. And that's me. I know my surroundings. I know where I'm at. I know who's around me. I know what, and they will understand what they won't. But you know what? When Jamaicans go somewhere, they use us and what want me done? I know what they're saying. I'll just be like, safe. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't respond in patois because I don't want them start. Look, patois to me is like speaking Spanish sometimes. Like if they say "Come te llama," I'm like "Me llamo Jamal," and then they start running in Spanish. I'm like, well, I'm going this way because I don't understand anymore. So it's the same way with me and patois. If you say "Wagwan be done," I'm like safe. Now, if I start saying "Wagwan bread Jamal," whatever, right? That's all I know. And then they start running on, and then I have to start concentrating to understand. I'm going the other way. So I think this is a big step for us Bermudians, whether we still use some of the words or not. And hopefully long may some other words make it.
Yeah, it's pick me them. You know what that means?
Well, I do. It's kind of derogatory, I've learned recently.
It means young boy, young child.
Yeah, and I actually, not to take the fun out of it, but I actually learned what that meant. And we can explain it since we're here. Pick a N is what I was told it came from. Now that's being around certain Jamaican people, and I've learned that. So that's why when I heard that, I was like, okay.
I thought it just meant children,
Right.
That's pick me over there.
That's what people refer to it as, right? And you just hear people say, pick me them, and then somebody serious comes along and says, "Nah, man, you know what that means?" I did good just now. That was
pretty good.
Getting better. Okay. Yeah. Look, Zena giving it to us. Jafaka.
But you know what kills me, right? When people like, and we always hear of DJs that do it the most in Bermuda at times. They'll start out Jamaican, but then they can't hold it, so they turn like straight Bermudian. They'll go back Jamaican, and then a little British. It's the funniest thing to me.
Oh, don't get me started. It's quite entertaining watching Bermudians do it. Teresa's proud. We made it. Bermudians in there. Yes, onion was changed as well, as Sean Smith says. Onion was changed. So Bermuda made it with onion. Oh, apparently we have a hater in the house. I guess I didn't do well. Chingus and Chopson. Okay, so Chingus.
I've only heard one person use that word ever, and that's my daddy. He'll still say it to this day, but I think it's like 70, close to it. Like, who says chingas?
You and your
You
daddy.
gotta be ill Bermudian. Huh?
You and your daddy almost the same age. You said 7. So no, you're right though, Carla. Like I think my daddy is probably the only person I'm heard use that word, if any, long time ago. But then again, know my uncles too. But again, all of those folks are over 6. I mean, I'm not trying to age them, but they're all over 60.
They're mature.
No, they're old. They're old. So Chingus Chopson. Now, this is something my aunt, she used to blah 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 blah. My aunt Jan, boy, she always be Chopson. So that's something that's long overdue in there, the whole Chopson thing. Robert Durham says, I feel you, Carla. I listen to DJs. I don't know, thinking they are from Jamaica. And then Teresa Stewart says, I definitely use Chingus buying Chopson. See, we've got a person that's under 60 uses Chingus.
Ill spirit.
Yes, she does. Look, folks, we have a lot of coming up. We have the movement moment with Tamara, brought to you by Peoples. We also have medical health folks joining us, coming back in. We're going to be discussing how they've evolved. Actually, Nikki, Michelle, Carla, take this comment before we get to the news break.
Oh, pickaninny is a word originally applied by people of the West Indies to their babies and more. In contrast to this neutral meaning, the word has been used in North America as a racial slur, referring to a dark-skinned child of African descent. The pickaninny was the dominant racial caricature of Black children for most of this country's history. They were child coons, miniature versions of Stephen Fetchit. Pickaninnies had bulging eyes, unkept hair, red lips, wide mouths. Okay, but that's not the word I said though, Nikki. Just to be clear, I said pickaninny.
Yeah, just going to the
point. These derivatives of words.
Yeah. The point I was making about picnic. That's where I was talking about, and people talking about the meanings of certain stuff. So thank you for that. And I think she wrote more, but we only got. But thanks for that, Nikki. Charles says, I guess I'm old as I say Chingus. I will not respond to Charles. I think we're okay. So I'll leave that alone. What is Chopsing?
Talking
a lot. Yeah. It's
Jamal's always Chopsing.
Yeah. So yeah, let's take a little news break. And then, like I said, we'll go to the movement moment with Tamara from Peoples. And then we'll be back with the folks from Medical Health to see how they evolved and responded to the pandemic and what's going on that is new. Carla, you ready?
I am. People who throw parties and events with more than 25 people could force the introduction of tougher restrictions to combat the coronavirus, the health minister has warned. Minister Kim Wilson saying, I must remind the rule breakers, those holding parties and events with more than 25 people in attendance, that this is not allowed and is dangerous and irresponsible behavior. The more of these parties there are, the more chance there is of spreading the virus. If the virus spreads, we are likely to end up with more restrictions beyond the curfew and restrictions on events with more than 25 people. Premier David Burt adding at the weekly COVID-19 press conference that 2 schools, Northlands Primary and Delwood Middle School, both located in Pembroke Parish, had experienced exposures to COVID-19. Whitney Institute Middle School also received a COVID exposure notice yesterday and had a risk assessment, has commenced. The number of active cases on the island now stands at 30. St. Patrick's Day, colloquially known as St. Paddy's Day or simply Paddy's Day, is an annual day which celebrates St. Patrick, the most commonly recognized of the patrons of saints of Ireland. St. Patrick's Day is celebrated worldwide by those of Irish descent and increasingly by people of other ethnicities as well, notably in Argentina, Australia, New Zealand, and North America. Celebrations are generally themed around all things Irish and by association, the color green. Both Christians and non-Christians celebrate the secular version of the holiday by wearing green, eating Irish food and or green foods, imbibing Irish drink, and attending parades, which have a particularly long history in the United States and Canada. Turning to weather, the temperature in Bermuda is expected to reach a high of 63 today. Fort Lauderdale will see a high of 82, and Manchester, UK, a high of 53. That's your Daily Hour news break.
You know, I was wondering why my my phone kept giving me St. Patrick's Day updates. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Green Day and whatnot. And then listening to you say the meaning, because I read something. I said, let me look it up. And it read that it's more celebrated in the US than it is actually is Ireland. Interesting thing. But real quickly, I just went on my phone and it looks like TNN, that's Trevor News Network. I think that's what it stands for. So I'm quoting because we don't need catch no case on here. But Trevor is reporting former head of WEDCO appears in magistrate's court. So it looks like earlier this month, according to TNN, two-time One Bermuda Alliance candidate and former head of the West End, I'll leave the name out. You can draw your own conclusions or go to TNN for this, was found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman in Sands Parish back in August of 2018. So that's crazy. Interesting. Bad, very bad. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. You all can go to TNN and check that out.
Just remember, Jamal reported it.
No, yeah. I just read and I said, you know, check over there. We don't report news, we just discuss news. Keep that in mind. So look, we're gonna have the movement moment with Tamara Donnell from the movement, brought to you by Peoples. Then we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back with medical health. So don't leave us, stick with us. A lot of good stuff coming up. All right.
This movement moment brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Together, we can illuminate your path to wellness.
Welcome to Up Close and Personal, Movement with Tamara Donnell, brought to you by Peoples. Today, we're discussing the role of movement. What is it and what sets it apart from other programs?
Good morning, Jamal, and good morning to your listening audience. Movement with Tamara Donnell comes out of my vast experience with the healthcare system, specifically the Western healthcare system, its challenges and its limitations when you have chronic illness or disease. I felt it was important to help empower people, to teach people that it's necessary to love yourself like someone you love. I remember when I was a mother to very young children, I would spend so much time making sure that their health and their needs were met that I quite often sacrificed my own. And that sacrifice came at a cost. So movement comes out of a need to direct people back to a path, to illuminate a path back to health and wellness. We have a society of quick fixes. As a society, we like to talk about our freedom of choice, but we never want to discuss the consequences that come with that freedom of choice. So my hope is that Movement with Tamara Donnell will shine a bright light on some of the consequences that arise from the choices we make, choices about what we eat, choices about the toxins that we allow into our environment and our daily lives, the consequences of avoiding the sun. There was such a big movement, I guess over the 80s and 90s away from the sun, lathering your skin in sunscreen, particularly black skin. And so most of us are chronically vitamin D deficient, yet have no understanding of what that means to our overall health when we lack that essential energy source, which is the sun. Also, movement quite often talks about eating the rainbow. So we need to discuss the consequences of our very limited, toxic Western diet. I also recognize through my role as Vice President of People's Pharmacy, I recognize that we need a paradigm shift when it comes to healthcare. We can no longer rely on, or we should no longer rely on a pill, a potion, a jab to maintain our health and wellness. We have a responsibility to ourselves, and our body has an innate ability to heal itself. Some of us just need better information and better education on how our bodies can go about healing themselves. And so Movement with Tamra Donnell was created, and I've begun to speak very broadly and widely about how each of us can go about empowering ourselves to live a life of wellness, and not just survive, but thrive.
It definitely seems like the overall objective is to make people believe that a lot of the changes to improve our wellness and our overall well-being are within. Would you agree with that?
Thank you for tuning into this Movement Moment. To enjoy the benefits of the full episode, check us at Instagram at MVMT with Tamra Donnell or at People's BDA.
Good day, Medical House Doris speaking. Can I help you?
Medical House is Bermuda's leading one-stop shop for healthcare.
Medical House is a great resource for Lefroy. The service is excellent.
Medical House is best known for its uniforms and footwear. It has hundreds of styles of scrubs and nurses' uniforms for health professionals. Bermuda's top doctors, dentists, care homes, and the hospital choose Medical House for a wide range of products. These same professional quality products are available to you for home health care.
The biggest reason to come see us is that we specialize in these areas and the education and knowledge that we provide.
Medical House is on Millreach Lane in Pembroke, where there's private parking right outside the door. Call or visit Medical House today.
The Friends of Hospice, in support of Agape House, Bermuda's unique hospice dedicated to the compassionate care of those in our community affected by life-threatening illnesses, is holding a fish fry on Friday, the 26th of March between 4 and 7 p.m. In keeping with the required public health procedures of the times, the fish fry will be a drive-through affair. You can collect your fish dinners from the Wesley Methodist Church kitchen on Church Street. Go to friendsofhospice.bm to place your orders. For more info, call 232-0859. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
All right, welcome back to the big show. She's Carla Zool. I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindo's, and our friends over at Channel 82, where you can also watch this and many other locally produced shows if you have One Communications cable. Thanks again to Tamra with that movement moment today, brought to you by People's. Don't forget, you can check them out at Movement with Tamra Donnell or at People's BDA to watch the entire segment. Eat the rainbow. That's something. I mean, the chicken wings being covered in color, whatever sauce you like, and the French fries being white and then seasoned, changing colors. That's not the rainbow that she's talking about. She's talking about the vegetables and the colorful carbs, that good carbs. That's what she's talking about. So check that out and do some research on your own to see how you can live healthier and just overall wellness, how we can all improve. Without further ado, let's bring in our guests for the day. We have our friends at Medical House, Mickey Robinson and Danielle coming on. We're going to be discussing, they have a lot of good things going on. So excited to just bring them on and have this conversation. Carla, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Welcome to the show, our friend.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, I like that. Quiet there.
See, they sing. I love it. Good morning.
And we didn't practice.
Some people do practice singing on this show and it still doesn't come off well. Look, let's get to the conversation. So 1 year ago tomorrow, Bermuda actually announced its first cases of COVID. and people were going crazy last year this time buying up toilet paper, which I still don't understand the whole toilet paper thing. But just talk to us. Obviously, you're a medical supplies company. Speak to us about what was the most sought after product or services that you offer over the last year.
Okay, so when the pandemic did hit last year, everybody was hot out for toilet paper, but among other things, they wanted hand sanitizer, gloves was popular as well as cleaning supplies. So Medical House does carry all of those items. Gloves is still very popular for everybody because you use it in healthcare and home and cleaning. So what we've been doing is making sure that we stay stocked up of these products. And whatever you need, we do hand sanitizer, we do gloves, we do disinfectants, we do disinfectant hand wipes, disinfectant surface wipes for the kitchen, for the hospital, for the nursing home, anywhere you can think of, we have a disinfectant for that, as well as PPE. So that will cover your goggles, your hand sanitizer, your gloves, your disinfectants. We have the coveralls, the bouffant caps, the hair nets, anything you can think of, PPE.
Masks, face shields, those two items obviously were number one because they're in the forefront of protection. And we pride ourselves when having a nice selection of various types of masks. And good masks, there's a lot of counterfeit product with demand being what it is. There's counterfeit products that have hit the marketplace, but we have a pure product that will perform in the way it should perform. And our popular KN95 mask does a very good job.
Yeah. So let's discuss, because you said counterfeit products, and it's interesting because you go everywhere and people are selling masks, right? And truth be told, it's like anything. You would rather go to the professionals, the people who are known for selling stuff, than to just get a fashion statement, if in fact you're doing it to protect yourself. Has business been impacted by people who have seen this as an opportunity and saying, you know what, we can sell some of these K95 or N95?
There's N95, there's KN95, and there's been counterfeit KN95, N95 masks.
And has it impacted the quality that you offer? Like people, has the demand lowered since other people have entered the market?
We hold our position in the marketplace. We always our position is we always try to do the best we can. There's always competition, but we try to hold our position and we try to serve our customers as best we can.
So they knew that they are covered effectively.
Yeah, and our suppliers, which we've been in this business for 26 years, and our suppliers are reputable companies. So what happened is when there's a demand, a pandemic, new people see it as an opportunity to create new business, but they don't have the standing in the marketplace that our suppliers have had long before the pandemic. So, this is what happens. People see opportunity to make a buck and they do things they shouldn't do.
Well, yeah. Well, look, during the pandemic, many businesses across various industries really took a hit. And it's sad to see some businesses not coming back. But Medical House, you all just moved into a new location. Speak to us a bit about this new location. Has it been an expansion? Has it been a result of the pandemic?
I'll let Danielle talk about the move itself because we just moved into our new location Monday. Monday was our first day of business at the old Standard Hardware building on 6 Bakery Lane, which is next to Dendytown Field. So that was our first day of business. And, Danielle will tell you about the move itself, this is probably, I think it's our third move. But no doubt about it, it was huge, and it took a hell of a lot of commitment. But Danielle will tell you a bit about the move, and then I'll answer your question.
Okay.
Okay, so we have recently moved to the old Standard Hardware building. People my age probably have never been into Standard Hardware. So we're located, everyone knows where Gorham's is. So if you're heading towards Spanish Point from Gorham's, just after Dandy Town with the first left, and as you drive into that gate, you're going to see a large 5-story building. It's green, and Medical House is located on the ground and first floor. When you come into our offices, you're going to walk into our atrium or warehouse area, and we do have another entrance on the Bakery Lane side where you can come up a ramp. So I know some people do not like elevators, so that is an option. You can park on that side and come up the ramp, or you can come in the main entrance and we have the stairs or the elevator. And our plus is we have plenty of parking, so we're really excited about that. The move was really hard, especially with the way Bermuda is and other parts of the world due to the pandemic. But we did push forward, and it was a lot of sweat and tears and tiredness. My bags have bags, but we are here now, and we're very, very excited.
Yeah, I just should take this opportunity to just say thank you to all our team, all our staff, because some of these girls and guys have worked 7 days a week for the last month. I mean, it's crazy. They work long hours. We had to move 3 warehouses, 2 retail stores, and 2 office locations. And we're about 85% through the move. We're still got more to move. There's still a bit of stuff in one of our warehouses, and there's a bit of product still at our Millreach Lane location. So we're about 85% through the move, and we're open for business. But it has been quite a task. I can't say that it was fueled by the pandemic. You know, any of our regular customers at Medical House know that our retail areas have been chock-a-block for a few years now. We just simply ran out of space at 22 Millreach Lane. And with the growth in the business over the 26 years, our parking situation became more and more challenging, with more traffic coming into the area and us needing more parking. We had to look for another location. And once I heard that Standard Hardware building was becoming available, we jumped all over it, because it certainly provides a number of benefits to our shoppers, our loyal customers, and of course to our company.
So I was going to ask, what was the drive behind the movement? So many people are downsizing, but you just said there are a few key things. So what were some of the drivers besides what you've already mentioned?
Okay, well, first of all, we have our business is sort of split up into sort of 4 departments, and we have a medical division which covers, as Danielle talked about, the nursing homes, the home customers, the hospital. We have that, and that's retail and some wholesale. We have a uniform and footwear store, which at the old location, they were separated. The uniform and footwear store, and people think we only have uniforms for medical, or we only have footwear for medical, but we have uniforms and footwear for a cross section of customers, and footwear for everybody. If you're a walker, if you're a runner, if you're just on your feet all day, or if you just want to look comfy, or we have specialized diabetic footwear and diabetic socks. So, you know,
and workwear and construction
exactly,
boots and regular boots. We have boots if you just want to look cute. We have something for everybody.
So that was one factor. But the two areas of business that we never could showcase and make it accessible to our customers because of space limitations was our janitorial division. And most people, except our commercial customers, don't even know that we have a restaurant supply division. So none of those products were out or accessible for people to see because we just didn't have space to show them off. They were in our warehouse. So we're blessed that we have much more square footage here at the new location at 6 Bakery Lane, that we now have all of our products on one level for display. There's a medical section, there's a uniform and footwear section, there's the new janitorial, and that's janitorial supplies for residential and commercial. And then we have our restaurant division, which specializes up until this point. We serve as many of the restaurants in the island. But as you probably know, takeout has become a big thing with the pandemic. And we are certainly a leader in takeout containers. And we are also a leader in the movement. You probably hear the government talking about ridding themselves of single-use plastics. Well, we've been pushing the eco movement for the last 3 or 4 years. We actually started this 3 or 4 years ago, but we're talking about it now. So all these items will be available and are available at our new location. The other tremendous blessing, Carla, is that we now have everything under one roof. The store was in, the 2 retail stores was in one area. We had a separate office building somewhere else, and we had 3 warehouses in different locations. We're now been able to put everything under one roof. It should allow us to be so much more efficient. We're going through our first week teething issues, but once we get settled, we should be able to serve everybody much more efficiently because we're not running all over Hamilton to pick up this, get this, or communicate with each other. So those are the massive benefits.
All right.
Now, what about online? Because inevitably, I mean, the pandemic has shown us that business has moved into a digital space more than ever. The last time we talked to you, you said that perhaps you were considering it. Any more consideration or implementation of going online?
Oh my gracious, it's been beyond consideration. We've been trying, I mean, we hit a couple of stumbling blocks. We've been trying to get online. I'm not even exaggerating, for about 6 years. And for various reasons, with people starting our projects and leaving the island, that's happened a couple of times and it's left us holding the bag. But we're very much into this right now. We're working on it every day. This is the closest we've been to completion. We actually,
we're pretty much almost there. So we have a lot of our product up online. You can view it. We're just going to get that e-commerce side going so that you can place your order online, but we're almost there.
We're almost there. I think we have 60,000 line items in our inventory. And this is what's making it so difficult and so challenging, because Medical House has a lot of product. We stock a lot of product, and this task has been a big one. But we're getting really close. We're getting really close, and hopefully we'll be in full flow in a couple of months. We're redoing our whole inventory system. We're redoing our point of sale. We're redoing our content, and we're doing e-com, and we're working on our e-commerce. So it's a lot of things happening that you can see, and it's a lot of things behind the scenes that are happening as well to help us to be a better company. And to, again, the goal is always to serve our clients better.
Sorry. You know what I love about this, right? As you know, I'm in the UK, and one of my favorite places to go was Gorham's, because I like that you can go from place to place and find everything you need in one space. So to hear that you can come to Medical House and I can get a wipes, but yet I can get some shoes or some boots, like that is
paper towel and your toilet paper.
That is every shopper's dream. So it's so great to hear that.
Well, it's interesting you said that, because yesterday I spent some time on the sales floor looking at customers and their reaction. and having conversations. And it was very neat. Some persons I haven't seen for 20 years, and we had conversation, and 30, 40 years. Some customers that I worked with before I started Medical House was in the store yesterday. So it was very interesting. But on that point, Carla, 3 or 4 of the customers that I talked to said, "Oh my gracious, you're like Gorms. You got everything here in this section, that section." So they repeated exactly what you said. So yes, that's what we're trying to achieve. And our good friends, I don't know if you know Robbie Rogers and his wife who own Bermuda Sign Painters.
Takesha.
Yes, exactly. They're busy, Mom, finalizing our signs because we need to direct people in the right direction because we've got so many different areas now. We're trying to make it easier for people to understand where to go. So hopefully by the end of this week, we'll have all our signage in place.
I'm here smiling for the last couple minutes, and I don't smile often. But I'm smiling because it's so, with all the tragedy and the bad news over the last 12 months plus, it's really, really welcoming to have a conversation with a business and people that are doing well. I mean, it really is. It's refreshing to see and hear. And I know I speak for many, and I look through the comments. Nancy Talbot Hooks reflects what many people are saying. Congratulations, Medical House. And Kathy Brumby says, "Congrats. This will make your business so much more accessible as you had so much stuff in your previous location." And then we have Charles H. Jeffers the second with the joke about, "I guess you won't need a boat to get to the new location."
Yep, we heard that too. Yeah, we heard that's behind us.
Keitha Kane saying, "Congratulations, Medical House. This is awesome information. Didn't realize you had so many products." And this is real, as Carla just repeated. Being able to do so many things in one place that isn't Amazon is great. You can go into a real place and find so many things. Robert Durham also says, "Congratulations on your new location. But do you all practice social distancing at Medical House? Don't see people doing interviews these days sitting next to each other and not wearing a mask unless they live under the same roof."
If there's me, we've pretty much been under the same roof for the last 2 months. So don't worry, we'll do it.
All right. So Robert, basically, they work under the same roof. I said this to my colleague yesterday. We actually spend more time together than we do our spouses. Yeah. So you spend more time at work actually awake than you probably do at home awake. And so when talking about living on the roof, if you're working with somebody, you're pretty much living under the same roof. Danielle and Mickey, anything you want to tell us before you leave?
Yes, I certainly have. The biggest thing that we haven't discussed that it's so appropriate that I need to really get across is that, this is our third move in 26 years, and none of this would be possible at all without the loyalty of our customer base. There are so many people out there that religiously support Medical House and our efforts. And it's not about our efforts, it's about the support of the customer base that keeps us in business, that keeps us employed, provides jobs for quite a few. And I have to take this opportunity to thank these customers. They know who they are. Every single customer is important. Whether you shop with us once a month, once a year, or we have customers that are with us week in and week out, year in and year out. All of this is possible because of you. I always tell my staff, I don't pay you. Our customer base pays you. And this is important. So all the thanks must go out to our customers. We are so, so grateful. I want them to understand that. We don't always get it right 100% of the time, but we love you. We appreciate you. We need you to continue down this journey. And as I talk about the journey, I should go there too, because this is a journey. This is our 26th year, and you may or may not know, but come June, I'll be able to ride the bus I'm free. So it's a big time, and I'm getting older, and I'm looking for the younger ones at Medical House to carry the baton. And more so, I'm hopeful that their kids may get involved in business. I don't want this business to end at Mickey Robinson.
Absolutely.
It must go to another generation. And that's another stimulus for this move. You talked about reasons why to move. It's because hopefully we're laying the platform for another generation behind us. And the young ones that Medical House in its current setup, half of us are getting over the hill and half of us are younger. Us getting over the hill will be moving on. And I'd like to see our younger staff take the bull by the horns and maybe have their kids get involved in the business as they mature and keep this an ongoing concern and hopefully a successful venture for many years to come. That's what this part of what this move is about, laying the platform for the future. And again, none of this is possible without our loyal customers.
I think that's a perfect way to end it, and I love that, because the truth is, Carla mentioned actually generational wealth earlier and legacy, and what we do today, it shouldn't go away when we do. It shouldn't perish when we do. We create a plan and we put people in place, and the idea is that they carry this on. So I love that. I just want to take this time on behalf of all of our audience, viewers and listeners, to thank Medical House for our partner and ensuring that we're able to do this show for them on a daily basis. You don't understand how much your contribution has meant to this show. And without you, we don't have the show to have an audience to do this. So you are as important as the audience, and the audience understands and appreciates the work you do. That's why I'm sure they'll be going out to your new location to support you and everything that you've got going on. So thank you both, Danielle and Mickey. And this is your show. Whenever you want to come on, or you got something to share, the floor is yours.
Let me just close. I thank you for all those kind words, but you said something else that's important about what Medical House attempts to do. We're a small business, but when you shop with Medical House, it's a established goal, and it's been from day one that we like to give back to the community. So when you shop with Medical House, I want you to know that whatever comes in, we do throw out in the community. And most of the time, we support areas and events that find it difficult to get support. Certain areas, people always get money. But we do try to support the events that struggle to put an event together, and that's our goal. So we do give back. People shop with us with loyalty. It's our right to give back to the community, and we do as much as we can.
Thank you so much. And on that note, we'll let you go. But thanks again, Danielle and Mickey, and we look forward to having you back sometime soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Bermuda.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a great day.
Awesome conversation with two good people there. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. We have the Daily Play, and we also have Carla's Daily Inspiration. All right, stick with us. Don't go anywhere. Thanks again to Mickey and Danielle, great folks at Medical House.
Hi, Bermuda. Now that we have covered the difference between internet and Wi-Fi and introduced you to our One Home Wi-Fi solution, we want to show you some of the amazing features it has to offer besides ensuring Wi-Fi coverage in and around your home. Our Eero devices are plug and play, making them super easy to install. They come with features to help you monitor the internet connections and speed tests from the palm of your hand, and health checks to let you know the status of your internet connection. Now, for the parents out there, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. With the Eero app, you can create profiles for each of your kids and pause their internet access no matter where you are. Kids not doing their homework? Or is it family dinner time? No problem. Just press pause. You can also say goodbye to that sticky note with a Wi-Fi password. Grant access to Wi-Fi for guests and visitors, or remove extra devices from your Wi-Fi connection. Check us out at One Today to sign up and gain full control of your internet experience.
Do you want to introduce a new idea that would improve the health of your loved ones and friends? Has innovation been your focus to navigate this period of uncertainty? If so, the Bermuda Health Council has a solution for you. The Innovation Program. Apply for up to $200,000 to support new innovation projects or services. Initiatives must be implemented in Bermuda. Visit behec.bm/innovation-fund to get started today.
All right, welcome back to the big show. It's the Daily Hour. She's Carla Zool. I'm Jamal Hartman. Thanks again to Linda's One Communications and friends who just left us, Medical House, also Channel 82, where you can watch this and many other locally produced shows. Really, really appreciate those who get behind us and ensure that we're able to do this. Carla, are you ready for the Daily Play?
Yep.
All right, before we go to the Daily Play, if you enjoyed the conversation, if you're proud to see another small business, Black business do well, please give us a thumbs up, smash a like, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, make sure you like and follow our social media to stay up to date with what we got going on. So thanks again to Mickey and Danielle for joining us for this conversation. Like I said, without them, there's no show, but without you and your support, there's no them and there's no show. So a combination makes for the perfect storm. So thank you, everyone who continues to support us. Show us some love. On that note, Carla, here we go. Time to get it wrong. Time for the Daily Play. I'm sorry. Here we go. You're going to get this one. Here we go. Quote, I'm about to give you all of my money. And here's the biggest hint. And all I'm asking in return, honey, is to give me my profits. End quote.
I'm going to give you all my money, and in return, I'm going to give you my profits. One song comes to mind. Aretha Franklin. Oh, is that right? Respect?
Yep, it sure is. So congratulations to Chic Arena.
No, I had it on the top of my head, but I was trying to do the things for respect. And I was like, nah. R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
It doesn't quite sound like that, but yes, it is Aretha Franklin, Respect, a legend we lost. What was it, last year or year before?
2 years ago. What part of the song is that? Hum it for me real quick. Because I only could hear it.
I'm doing that for you. I was listening to it last night, and that's how it actually came to my mind. I'm like, how can I find lyrics in this song that are not going to be so easy? Because everything's so easy and catchy. And that was the best part where I could say, I can slip that in, and I don't think anyone's going to guess it right away. But I thought that once I emphasize all I'm asking, that right,
because respect was the first thing that popped to my mind. But I was like, I don't recall them talking about money in that song. Her talking about money. All right, you got me.
Real quick, your thoughts on today's show?
Starting with movement. We do have to love ourselves. And I have started to eat the rainbow. So they really resonated with me today. With Medical House, I loved Mickey and Danielle, that mix of youth and maturity. And it spoke so much to what he said about bringing the next generation forward. So wishing them all the best with their new move. Can't wait to come and visit.
Indeed. Going back to Tamara Donnell's, the movement, people, when she's saying eat the rainbow, I'm not joking when I say she doesn't mean Skittles, because you all, man, I'm seriously, like, people will be like acting like they don't know. And she actually shares some very fun, like, food choices. So check their social media out so you can see what the rainbow actually looks like. It's really, really cool. Carla, before I haven't even mentioned Mickey, I can't be more proud of Mickey and Medical House. And this is not just because they're a partner of this show, but to see any small business, especially a Black business, fulfilling a need in our community, and giving back to our community with it all, and the mix of youth and eldership. I love it. And so, folks, I encourage you to go to Medical House, support Medical House, and let's keep it going. Carla, daily inspiration for us.
Leaders can let you fail and yet not let you be a failure. Stanley McChrystal.
I like that one. Leadership. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, and Lindos, for ensuring that we're able to do this with you. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. She's Carla Zul. I'm Jamel Hartman. Oh, and it's a good one tomorrow. You don't want to miss one of the most inspirational stories that you will hear on this show. Make it a great day, my friends.